The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, let me first start off by saying in this video, I have no problems with Jose Ramirez. I have no problems with Josh Taylor. I think these guys are both two of the best fighters the sport has to offer. They both represent everything great about boxing. Two young, undefeated prime fighters fighting for all the belts, all the marbles, undisputed. You love to see these scenarios and these kind of fights play out. So I have no problems with them. I think they're both great fighters, and I think they're both fighters that everybody should be a fan of. Everybody should know who Josh Taylor is. Everybody should be a fan of Josh Taylor. Everyone should be a fan and know who Jose Ramirez is. So I have no problems with them. But what I do have a problem with is everything regarding the promotion of this fight. Everything regarding the promotion of this fight. From, first and foremost, the lack of promotion on ESPN, and most notably, and I'll start here because this is the most relevant thing. This is the most relevant part of the video. Yesterday's ticket debacle that we had yesterday. So for those of you who don't know, the Josh Taylor Jose Ramirez tickets finally went on sale, which the date was May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. The fight is May 22nd. So we're talking about 17 days out from the fight. You're just now selling tickets for the fight. Factor in that you're selling only 1,500 tickets for a fight of this magnitude. I mean, just piss poor, shambolic stuff going on for the promotion of this fight. So let me tell you guys my experience yesterday and what exactly happened on etix.com as me and my boy Felipe, shout out to Felipe, were looking for tickets to this fight. So I saw a post on Jose Ramirez manager Rick Merrigan, his account, basically stating that tickets are going on sale at 12 p.m. Pacific time. So 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central. I'm in Texas right now, so we're in Central time zone. So we get on there around 2 p.m. Central time zone. Felipe's got his phone queued up. I got my phone queued up trying to see what's going to happen. So literally, we click on the link on etix.com, and we're sitting there, and we pull the seating chart up, and we're trying to select, seats from the seating chart, and literally within 2 minutes, everything froze up. There was no more seating chart, and they said the tickets were all sold out, which makes no sense at all. So my theory is this: I sincerely believe that the bots bought up all the tickets. I believe that the bots bought up the lion's share of the tickets so that Top Rank Boxing and all parties involved could be involved in selling these tickets at 3 to 4 times higher of what their face value actually was started off as. So like the tickets initially range from $50 to $300, $50 for nosebleeds or $50 for cheap seats, $300 for ringside. Now if you go on your second, third, fourth party sites, these Taylor Ramirez tickets are going for $1,000, $1,500, $2,000. A cheap ticket to this fight is $500. So this fight is not for the hard-working boxing fan that has the means to go to fights. No, this fight is for the rich and the ones that can afford it. So it's disgusting to me to see what Top Rank Boxing and all parties involved have done. They have completely alienated the good, honest, hardworking boxing fan from having any opportunity to go to this fight. And this is one of the best fights of the year. This is not in any way, shape, or form helping the fighters. It's not helping the fighters. It's not helping the atmosphere of the fight. Top Rank Boxing and everybody involved is fucking up all around the board. All around the board. There's been lack of promotion on ESPN. There's been no commercials. There's been, I feel like with this fight, right? With this fight, two guys who are undefeated with all the belts. Casual fans look at that stuff and they get intrigued by that kind of stuff. So you got two guys with all the belts, undefeated, fighting in their primes. This fight, there should have been commercials airing between every sporting event, every TV show for the last 2-3 months, the minute this fight was signed. But we haven't got that from ESPN. And I really feel like, once again, Bob Arum, Top Rank Boxing is dropping the ball again. And really, when I look at it as a whole, from the way they're promoting it on ESPN or not promoting it on ESPN to the way that these tickets were distributed, I look at it as a missed opportunity to lure the casual fan into boxing. There's been a lot of talk recently about Jake Paul and Jake Paul not respecting the sport. And the people are saying he's destroying boxing and all this stuff. But I'll be honest with you, I don't think Jake Paul is bad for boxing. I think he's great for boxing. You know what's bad for boxing? Shit like this is bad for boxing. When you get two guys who do their jobs in the ring. Jose Ramirez has done his job in the ring to position himself to become champion and be undefeated and establish himself as one of the top two guys in this weight class. And the same goes for Josh Taylor, who's been doing the same thing across the pond in the UK and in Scotland. These guys have done their job, but their promoters and their managers have failed them miserably. And that's what's bad for boxing. Fighters like Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez who do everything right, who show immense and just amazing character inside that ring, put on a great show every time they fight. Them two guys not getting promotion in a fight of this magnitude, that's the shit that's bad for boxing. Not Jake Paul. Not Jake Paul. So it's just ridiculous when you talk about a fight like this, one of the biggest, baddest, and best fights boxing's produced in the last decade. ESPN's not doing their job. Top Rank's not doing their job. But you know who is doing their job? A lot of the YouTube channels here. You got YouTube channels like mine's that are promoting this fight better than ESPN, who's actually getting a cut from the fight. So it's just ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And then about the venue, they could have had this fight in the MGM Grand. They could have this fight at T-Mobile Arena. Hell, maybe they even could have had it at Raiders Stadium. There was a lot of good, viable options in Las Vegas for this fight. This was a layup in terms of venue selection. But did Top Rank Boxing, MTK Global, and all parties involved, Rick Milligan, did all parties involved select the proper venue? I believe not. I believe not. They dropped the ball. It was a layup. It was a straight layup. This was an MGM Grand fight. This was a T-Mobile fight. But my theory is that they didn't want to pay the site fees. I think Bob Arum, Top Rank Boxing, they're being a little bit cheap. They're being a little bit cheap, and they didn't pay. They didn't want to pay the site fees for this fight, so they decided to have it at the Virgin Hotel. Now they're going to be having the next 4 fight cards at the Virgin Hotel. So another theory that I have is that maybe, just maybe, the Virgin Hotel worked out some sort of deal with Top Rank and it saved them some money. We know Bob Arum doesn't mind saving some money here and there. But this is not a fight that I feel like in terms of promotion, in terms of venue, in terms of fan atmosphere, you should not be cutting any corners with Ramirez Taylor. This is not the fight to do that. This fight should be a celebration of boxing. Everything great with boxing, because that's what these two guys are. Ramirez and Taylor are everything great with boxing. And they just dropped the ball in the worst possible way. And I feel really bad for the boxing fans that have booked tickets to this fight, booked hotels in advance for this fight, that were willing to really head out there. And there's people out there like I know one person, my boy Felipe. There's people out there that aren't struggling financially, that can afford to go to this fight, but because of the way they distributed the tickets and the venue they selected, they have alienated. They have alienated and they have isolated a lot of good, hardworking boxing fans that would have been more than happy to pay, top dollar for this fight. But there's just such limited amount of quality or quantity of the tickets that it's very difficult to secure tickets for this fight. So I'm very disgusted. I feel very disgusted is the word. Disgusted is an appropriate word with how they're promoting this fight overall and how the tickets were distributed. And it makes me sick. It makes me sick when you go on Twitter, when you go on Instagram and you look at Rick Milligan, who's Jose Ramirez's manager, posting stories saying that these tickets are going to be more rare than the Willy Wonka golden ticket. It's bullshit, man. And you shouldn't even be making jokes about that, because this is not good for boxing. Bad promotion is not good for boxing. Lack of promotion for the fight is not good for boxing. The ticket distribution is not good for boxing. Limited fans is not good for boxing. And look, if I'm wrong and Top Rank isn't being cheap and they just can't have the fights in those venues because of COVID restrictions, then they should have had the fights in Texas. They should have had the fights in Florida. The true meccas of boxing right now that are open and that can have big fights like these two guys, like Canelo and Saunders. But don't give me this Virgin Hotel bullshit for a fight like this. This fight had MGM Grand written all over it, and ESPN, Top Rank Boxing, and all parties involved dropped the ball in pushing the sport forward, and they had a great chance to lure a lot of boxing fans in, by properly promoting this, but they just dropped the ball. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Anybody out there who secured a ticket about Ramirez for the Ramirez Taylor fight, let me know how your experience was on etickets.com down below. If you were on etickets.com yesterday, like me and my boy Felipe, and you were screwed royally out of not getting a ticket, let me know about that down below as well. What do you think of the whole lack of promotion, the ticket distribution, all that stuff? Because I really think they've done both these great warriors a big disservice. So I'm going to leave it at that. You guys take care. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.